Hey, how's it going? Welcome to Mike Dub 27 Trading. And today we had a very slow market. Wasn't too much anything going on. Let's take a look at some of these. Matter of fact, let's go over to my watch list. Now, if you notice right here on the watch list, you can see what didn't move. Of course, Lucid right here um, only got up to around $2.32. So they're still losers, still haven't accomplished anything. I am gold went down to $7.79. I'm glad I got in there early so I can get out. It wasn't an issue. And then O, which is actually a dividend, that didn't do too much either. Let's go take a look at the dividends. Big dogs, small dogs. Let's just pull it up right here. Yeah, and it just went down 4 cents from 58 to 57.96, but it really didn't move, which is fine. It's a dividend yield anyway. Truthfully, with something like this, you just want it to kind of stay within the range because you're not using it to make quick money, using it to make long money. So it's fine. But let's go ahead and let's see why things weren't moving. Let's go over here to Lucid Group and let's take a look at the news. Of course, market cap still where it's at. High today was 241. Now, when it says that, that was basically the opening because after that, it went completely down from there, all the way down to $2.28. It's right here, still the same as before. But let's look at this. Why Lucid Motors stock sank today? Now, this was back on the 16th, but it still applies for today. Excuse me. And it says a luxury electric vehicle, EV Lucid Group, launched its fully electric Gravity SUV to public last year and began accepting registrations for interested customers. It officially introduced the initial 2026 Grand Touring Edition yesterday, so that was back on the 15th. A company executive also announced that plans to launch a new mid-size SUV next year on track. Yet after a brief rise higher, Lucid stock is plunging today. Of course, I was on the 16th, and it's still doing it. Lucid shares close the day's trading lower than 5%, and it's still doing that. Now, why is that? It says right here, Lucid can't escape the fallout, the tech fallout. So even though Lucid shouldn't be really affected by the tech fallout, I think it is. It's catching some strays because people don't want anything to do with tech in general. I think right now when it comes to stocks, it says Lucid stock is down about 25% year to date with today's drop. News from the company yesterday was positive though. Lucid is diversifying its product lineup with a new luxury Gravity SUV. It began accepting registrations last year, but now has officially opened the order book on the high-end SUV that starts at $94,900. Another version with a starting price of $80,000 will be available to order later this year. Maybe more important to Lucid investors are plans to launch a new lower-priced mid-size SUV next year. Lucid Senior Vice President Derek Jenkins said the company is on track to for the 2026 launch. That vehicle is set to start at a $50,000 price point and could vault the company into a much larger market for customers. So they're talking about coming out with a more affordable Lucid. But that means absolutely nothing to stock investors. It says right here, yet the stock plunged today as investors see tariffs and potentially negative economic consequences as a reason to sell technology names. So Lucid, they basically, because it's a tech name, people don't want anything to do with it, just like with most tech companies right now. Lucid addressed the tariffs yesterday too. Interim CEO Mark Winterhoff told Reuters that the company has no plans to raise prices, but it does have arrangements in place with battery cell and graphite suppliers for domestic production to avoid U.S. tariffs in the near future. Yeah. So Lucid really isn't doing anything to get backlash when it comes to the stock investors. It's just the fact that it's a tech company. And if you have a tech company right now, you're getting lumped in the same category as the AMDs and the Nvidias and the Taiwan semiconductors and all of that other stuff. So it's just not looking good for you, bro. To be honest, at this point, crypto isn't looking that bad. If we go over here to XRP's kind of been doing its thing between $2.06 to $2.13. It's actually not that bad, and it's been going back and forth. So this is something I'm going to be looking at until things finally settle down with all the other markets. I wouldn't mind looking at some of these farmer companies. The only issue with farmer companies is unless you have some sort of alert mechanism that tells you when one of these pharmacy companies has had a trial and the trial was a success, and you already had money in it the night before, a lot of times, they could bite you in the rear end as well. So what I'm going to do, let's go over here. Along with crypto, I'm going to start using my main screener. I just changed it up a little bit. And basically, if you see here, these are the type of accounts that my main screener is going to be picking up now. Basically, anything with over 100,000. Matter of fact, I can show you. Let me go to my main screener setup. All right. So for my main screener, average volume over 50,000. Today's volume is going to be from 100,000 to 100 million. Relative volume more than one time or 1x. Share price over $1 because we're avoiding penny stocks at all costs. Penny stocks are the worst thing you could ever even think about. And then the daily percentage change from 1% to 100%. And then of course market cap, doing large market caps greater than 10 billion. Truthfully, I clicked on all of these because I like them all. Between 300 million and 2 billion, 2 billion to 10 billion, and 10 billion and up, and then 200 billion and up. The reason I did this is we want legitimate companies. We don't want some fly-by-night company like a penny stock or something like that that has a market cap of like $1 million and they're on their way to becoming bankrupt. So some of these that fall under this category, we can just look at a smaller one. Let's look at BioCryst, for instance. And this is just today. So with BioCryst, if you can see right here, it just went up 1.55%. All right. So my goal is for this to hit my alert right around here. in the morning. That way I can go ahead and get in and then, of course, take profit. So let's go back over here. And if you look at all of these, look at the volume, it all has decent volume. The lowest volume is Korea Electric Power Plant. Has a volume of 580,000. Let's take a look at that and see if it's worth it. See, one of those is one you'd like to get in right here. So the key is for it to alert me while it's down here. That way, once I get in, bam, I can go ahead, ride the wave, and then get out within, 5 to 10 minutes. And then let's see what else we got. Got TBB Foods. That's $26. That's a little expensive. But at the same time, with ones like this, it's like it only makes sense if it moves, at least $1. So with this, it goes up to 26, and then basically you're on a slow grind for the rest of the day. Something like that wouldn't be worth it. That's why I'd rather just go lower. Matter of fact, I may go ahead and change my pricing. So let's go to the share price. Let's go ahead and change that. I'm gonna do a custom range. So for the custom range, we're gonna go between $1 and we're gonna do $20. All right, and we're just gonna save that to the screener. There we go. That's more like it. That way, stocks that aren't even worth it don't come up. And then my profit per share makes more sense. All right. So this is what we're going to be working with tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Otherwise, make sure you take all your precautions, stay safe, and keep trading. Don't forget to like, don't forget to follow. This is Mike Dub 27 Trading, and I'm out. Deuces.